Investing is not the study of finance. It is in fact the study of how people behave with money. This is what Mr. Morgan Housel talks about in his book, The Psychology of Money. By the way, this book has sold over 1 million copies and it is one of the hottest selling books in the investment management space. If you have not bought one, go do it right now. In this book, he starts off with a very famous quote from Sherlock Holmes. Let me read that for you. The world is full of obvious things which nobody by any chance ever observes. This applies to behavioral finance more than ever in today's world. In this video, I talk about the reasons why greed and fear form the single largest factor in your portfolio success and why you should control these two very important behavioral finance aspects. Watch till the end. The author, Mr. Morgan Housel, observes seemingly obvious things about human behavior, and the only difference between him and the famous Sherlock Holmes is that he uses these observations to solve mysteries around investing and not crimes. By the way, he started writing this book in the year 2007. What a fascinating year. The global financial markets and the banks were already under stress, and we all know the September 2008 event when Lehman Brothers crashed and brought the entire financial system across the globe down. The effect of it was felt for many years. And then there were a lot of questions. What are the primary reasons behind global financial crisis? Why did it happen? How did it happen? Why do we keep making mistakes again and again, and will we keep doing these mistakes again? The answers to this question was not found in any book about finance or economics. It should be found somewhere else. Then Morgan Housel discovered that clues and hints about events like global financial crisis has to be found in books around psychology, sociology, and any other relevant subject that talks about human behavior. I've always been a fan of psychology, but after reading this wonderful book, I've started believing that psychology of investing is the most critical aspect. Let me ask you a simple question. Let's say you're the world's best stock picker. You're the best academician, economist in the world. You have all the analytical abilities to predict the next big stock mover. Plus, you are academically qualified. But, if you end up losing your temper or your cool in the month of March 2020 or 2008 or 1999, all these skills would have been of no relevance, isn't it? There is for some reason that Mr. Morgan Housel very smartly starts off with another famous quote from the great Napoleon. Let me read that for you. A genius is the man who can do the average thing when everyone else around him is losing his mind. This is a famous quote from Napoleon, and he has quoted that in the opening lines. Guys, if you haven't mastered the psychological side of investing, it has the ability to short circuit your analytical side of investing. What's the point in building so much of analytical abilities by spending years and developing the skills if you end up doing the same mistake as another layman would do? My important message to you from this book is that investing is more inwards than outwards. It's your relationship with the money, with greed and fear, and not about knowing finances and knowing everything about the companies that you invest in. I'm not for once saying you should not know where you're investing. You should definitely know. But even if you had known, how many of you had the ability to pick that particular stock that fell quite a bit in the last 3 weeks of war? How many of you started off with having great plans but kept changing the plan as the market went up? The greed and fear always tries to control us. My only request to you is let you control the greed and fear part of the mind. Good luck with your investing. Buy this book.